Are you sending out job applications and hearing nothing back? This video is for you. Keep watching because by the end of this video you'll know how to use AI to apply for jobs faster, write better applications and start landing more job interviews, even if you've been stuck for months. Now before we get started, can I ask one small favour? If you like what I do here, can you please hit the subscribe button? That keeps me energized to bring you more content. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. Okay, let's begin with tip number 1, which is to use AI to instantly tailor every resume for each job. Now a lot of job seekers waste time customizing resumes manually, but there is a smarter and a faster way to do it. Now instead of starting from scratch, you can use Tailor HQ's AI resume builder or ChatGPT with the following prompt. Rewrite my resume to match this job description using natural human language. There's the prompt you can use. Now I recommend keeping your resume in Google Documents and using AI to create a new version for each application, which takes around 10 minutes. Now one of my students, Tailor, was applying for remote admin jobs but got 0 replies after 25 applications. Now once she started using ChatGPT to align her resume with each job advert, highlighting soft skills like calendar management and client communication, she landed 3 interviews in just 2 weeks. Now what changed was her resume spoke their language. Now if you want to stand out, I recommend to stop listing tasks. You can use AI to turn them into impact statements. So you could try something like this. Transform this sentence into a results-driven bullet with measurable impact. So that's the prompt you can use. Now instead of handled customer emails, it becomes resolved 50 plus client issues weekly with a 95% satisfaction rate. Now AI can make your experience sound much more powerful without any exaggeration. Now here's a simple mindset shift. Your resume isn't about your past, it's about your fit. Now a lot of people list every job that they've ever had, but I suggest that you actually use AI to curate your resume for relevance. So you can use tools like Resume Worded to analyze what to keep and what to actually cut out. Less is often more, especially when it is laser focused. Now if you're switching industries, AI helps to reframe your experience in ways that hiring managers actually understand. Now one of my students, Malik, was a retail manager transitioning to project coordination. He used ChatGPT to translate his daily responsibilities into language used in technology. Things like timeline management and team communication. Now he got an offer in 6 weeks after several months of silence. Now don't forget to feed ChatGPT both your old resume and the job advert. It needs both to actually create the relevance. Now you can also paste 2 to 3 job ads for similar roles and then just ask the AI, what language and skills do these all have in common? So there's the question you can ask. Now that's your keyword roadmap. Now you want to avoid resume fatigue by systemizing all of this. I recommend creating a resume core library in Notion or even Google Drive, where you actually store different AI generated versions of by the role type. That way you can just grab and go, tweak them a bit slightly and hit send with more confidence. Now, I have put together some free training resources to help you build an online income stream using AI. Go and click the link below in the description to learn more. Now back to the video. Let's now move on to tip number 2, which is to let AI write custom cover letters in minutes that don't sound boring. Now let's be honest, writing a new cover letter every time can be a bit soul-sucking, but here's what actually works. You can use copy.ai, Jasper or even ChatGPT to create a story-driven letter in around 10 minutes. Now you can use the following prompt. Write a 1-page, friendly but confident cover letter that connects my experience to the mission of this company. So there's the prompt that you can use. Now Kendra, one of my students, used to write robotic cover letters that started with, I am applying for ... and they got completely ignored. Now I showed her how to have ChatGPT write in a more casual, human tone that shared why she actually cared about the company. And a new introduction was, when I first saw your job post, I smiled because it felt like you were describing me. Now that version landed her 2 interviews in the same week. Now if you want a real connection, you want to pull something specific from the company's about page or recent blog post. then you can just ask ChatGPT to weave that detail into the letter naturally. For example, you could say, mention how I admire their recent push into sustainable packaging and why that aligns with my values. It instantly sounds much more personal and intentional. Now, you don't want to believe the myth that your cover letter has to be formal. In fact, overly stiff letters can actually backfire. I suggest you actually tell ChatGPT, make this sound like a smart, passionate friend and not a corporate drone. So there's another prompt you can use. And you'll actually stand out by sounding more human in a sea of blandness. Now, you can use your cover letter to fill in the emotional gaps that your resume can't show. Maybe you don't have every skill, but your adaptability, your grit, and even your mission alignment can be the hook. Now, one of my students, Brian, used AI to actually write a paragraph on why he was self-taught in web design and how that hunger actually helped him build 3 freelance websites. That landed him a role without any degree. Now, you want to let the AI help you create a master letter template that you can actually tweak per role. Now, I recommend that you actually ask the AI, create a base letter that highlights my top skills and story with 3 customizable parts based on each job. So there's the prompt you can use. That way you can just swap out those parts instead of rewriting from scratch every time. Now, before you hit send, you want to ask ChatGPT, does this letter sound like I actually care about this job? So that's the question you want to ask. And if it doesn't, then you need to actually revise it a bit. Now you can actually see better results if your passion feels real and not manufactured. Let's now move on to tip number 3, which is to use AI to prepare for interviews like a pro. Now, a lot of people treat interviews like pop quizzes, but the smartest job seekers actually prepare like athletes. Now, you can paste the job description into ChatGPT and say the following. Based on this role, what questions would they ask in a behavioural interview? So there's the question you can ask. And it'll actually generate 10 to 15 questions that you can start practicing today. Now, one of my students, Jared, used to ramble in his interviews and lose his train of thought. So I had him ask AI, can you rewrite this star response into a tighter, more confident story? So that's the question we asked the AI. And after that, he told a 1-minute story about how he fixed a process error. And the hiring manager for the interview that he had literally said to him, I love how clearly you actually explain things. Now, you can use AI to actually rehearse with you. You can try Yoodli, YOODLI.ai, which is a free AI-powered speech coach that listens to your answers and gives feedback on the pacing, the clarity, the filler words, and some more. Now, it's a game changer if you feel awkward or you tend to go blank under a bit of pressure. Now, you don't just want to memorize the answers, you want to understand the why behind the questions. So you can ask ChatGPT, what are they trying to learn when they ask, tell me about a time that you failed? So there's a question you can ask the AI. And you'll get some better answers when you know what they're actually testing for in the interview. Now, one of my students, Nina, kept flopping the why do you want to work here question. I showed her how to use AI to research the company's mission and how to pull a personal connection into her answer. And she said, I'm drawn to your focus on financial literacy. My parents never had that growing up, and now I teach it to others. That's a mic drop moment. Now, I also suggest that you use AI to prepare what questions to actually ask the interviewer. Now, this actually flips the power dynamic. So you can try a prompt like the following. What are 3 smart questions would make me look like I've done my research and care about team culture? So there's the question you can ask the AI. Now, employers love a curious candidate, so you can record yourself answering questions on your phone or even on Zoom. Then just paste your transcript into ChatGPT and say the following. How can I make this response sound stronger, more concise, and more confident? So there's the question you can ask the ChatGPT. And you'll be amazed by how much polish it actually adds, and it's still your own voice. Let's now move on to tip number 4, which is to use AI to track and organize your applications so nothing falls through. Now, if you've ever thought to yourself, wait, did I actually apply to this already? Then you need a system in place. I recommend using Notion or Airtable with AI integrations to create a job tracker. You can use categories like job title, date applied, resume version, status, follow-up, and interview notes. Now, it keeps your head clear and the process really tight. Now one of my students, Sarah, actually applied to 42 jobs without tracking anything, and she missed 4 follow-up deadlines that could have actually led to some interviews. Now once we set up a simple Notion board, she started getting replies just because she actually followed up. Now let me give you a simple way to actually follow up. You can use ChatGPT to write a 3-line email such as the following. Write a polite follow-up email to a hiring manager 5 days after applying for a social media role. Make it friendly, confident and short. So there's the prompt you can use. Now you'll be shocked just how often that bumps your application up the pile. Now you can actually use AI to audit your own strategy. Once a week you can ask the AI, here are the last 10 roles I applied for, based on the job titles and the keywords. Where do I seem to be getting more traction? So there's another question you can ask the AI, and you'll get clarity on what kind of jobs to prioritize moving forward. Now you want to tidy your inbox with help from apps like Clean Email or Gmail's built-in AI filters. You can auto-label anything from job boards, flag interview invites, and avoid missing time-sensitive responses. It's a lifesaver during high-volume application weeks. Now, if you're juggling multiple interviews, you can use ChatGPT to organize your notes. So you can say to ChatGPT, summarize the key points from this Zoom interview, transcript into bullet points so I can prepare for the next round. So there's the prompt you can use. And this will actually save you hours and help you show up much smarter. Now here's a simple mindset shift. Job hunting isn't random, it's actually data. Once you treat it like a system that you can actually optimize, the rejections don't sting as much. You're just testing, improving and evolving, and AI gives you the feedback loop in real time. Let me now give you tip number 5, which is to use AI to build a personal brand that attracts recruiters even while you sleep. Now here's the simple truth most people avoid. If you're only applying to jobs and not building any visibility, then you're missing half the game. Recruiters aren't just looking in their inbox, they're checking LinkedIn, personal portfolios and even your own content. I recommend that you use ChatGPT or copy.ai to help you write a powerful LinkedIn bio, headline and about section that actually tells your story. So you can use a prompt like the following. Write a first person LinkedIn about section for someone pivoting from hospitality to customer success, showing passion and transferable skills. So there's the prompt you can use. And just watch how it makes you sound like someone people actually want to hire. Now let me tell you about Michael, one of my students who was trying to break into UX design after leaving retail. He didn't have any formal experience, but we used AI to write a fresh LinkedIn summary, optimize his profile with keywords using resumeworded.com, and drafted a new value-based post using Tailor, which is a LinkedIn content assistant. And within just 4 weeks, he was contacted by 2 different recruiters, and one of those messages turned into a paid design internship. It all started by showing up in the right searches. Now, if you're not sure what to actually post, here's what actually works quite well. You can use AI to brainstorm 3 to 5 different LinkedIn post ideas around your industry, learning journey, or even lessons from previous roles. So you can try a prompt like the following. Give me 5 short LinkedIn posts a beginner web designer could share to show curiosity, growth and personality. So there's the prompt you can use. And you can even ask the AI to write them in your own tone, friendly, honest and confident. Now a smart strategy is to build a simple online portfolio even if you're not in a creative field. Now you can use free websites like card.co, Notion or even Doric, and let ChatGPT help you write the content. Now one of my students, Priya, used Notion to showcase her career change story, free project breakdowns and some testimonials from some freelance clients. And recruiters really loved how easy it was to understand her value. Now I suggest that you ask AI to help you identify your career narrative. Now so many people think their past jobs disqualify them, when really they can actually differentiate them. Now you can just say to ChatGPT, help me write a 3-sentence career summary that explains how my experience in education makes me great for operational roles. Now there's a prompt you can use. That narrative becomes your foundation for every application, interview and profile. Now don't forget about content scheduling tools like Buffer, Hypefury or Typefully. If posting on LinkedIn feels a bit overwhelming, you can use AI to help you create 1 month's worth of content in just an afternoon and then just schedule it out. You stay visible and consistent even when you are too busy to show up manually. Now here's the transformation that you're aiming for. You stop chasing jobs and start attracting opportunities. When you position yourself clearly, tell your story authentically, and stay visible in the right places, recruiters will sometimes come to you. Now you don't need to go viral, you just need to show you're serious, self-aware and ready to actually contribute. AI helps you to do that in a fraction of the time. Wow, that's it for this one. Now, if you're serious about building your online business and creating a sustainable online income, take the next step now. Click the link below in the description or in the comments and go through to my website where you can find some free training resources to help you get started right away. These free step-by-step resources are designed to guide you through launching a successful online business and generating online income streams. So don't wait, take action today. Click the link below and start your journey right now. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does energize and motivate me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. And if you want to connect on social, you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram. The links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and have a wonderful day.